Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of Without Trace by Leigh Russell, narrated by Zara Ramm. Chapter 1. The girl lay still, her fair hair fluttering in a light breeze which shook the leaves of overhanging branches. A small bird flew down, attracted by insects congregating to scavenge, and was ousted by a boisterous crow that beat its wings and shrieked in triumph. Defeated, the small bird flitted away. The black crow flapped its wings before it too flew off at the approach of a more formidable creature. The man stood for a few moments, staring thoughtfully at the corpse. His wife would be home soon, and a proper burial would have to wait until she left for work again in the evening. The fabric of his jeans stretched across his brawny thighs and knees as he squatted down and began scattering forest bark and earth over the body. Starting with the face, he let fall handfuls of leaves and soil until the eyelids were completely covered. Clumps of earth crumbled between his fingers as he sprinkled it lightly over the rest of her face. He moved on down her inert figure until only the toes of her black shoes were clearly visible, sticking up from one end of the makeshift burial mound. It would be enough to conceal her until nightfall. Stepping back, he rotated his stiff shoulders and tensed and relaxed his leg muscles as he checked the site from different angles before trudging back across the lawn to disappear inside his house. At the back of the garden, the small bird returned, peering around anxiously. It hopped on the ground where leaves trembled with a gust of wind without shifting their position. A few termites struggled busily across the irregular surface of the disturbed ground. Overhead, clouds hovered and passed by without shedding their rain. It was a wrench, leaving her like that, but she was well concealed from prying eyes looking out of neighbouring houses. On his way back to the house, he had dropped a fallen rotting pear on her for good measure, then removed it for fear some scavenging creature would dig around and dislodge her covering. For now, he had to go to work and return the van where her body had been stored overnight. He had been careful to hit her on the back of her head, even though it hardly mattered if her face was damaged where she was going. Still, her looks were what had attracted him to her, and he hadn't wanted to shatter her face. He had his standards. Whatever else happened, he couldn't afford to attract any attention by deviating from his usual routine. Everything must continue as normal on the surface, while he hid his impatience for the day to be over so he could complete his task. All through the day—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?